knew what we were supposed to do.
Right.
You had no clue what you're supposed to do here.
How many years?
I've taught,
grade
this is
level?
28 years.
28 years.
I've taught first grade, my first 5 years of teaching, and then after that, I was fifth grade and been there ever since. When I first started teaching fifth grade, I was teaching all subjects. And then I went to just teaching ELA and social studies. They don't give us the same amount of money that they give Mecklenburg County and all those places like that.
Right.
Their kids get the technology and everything in their classrooms. We still have books that we've had for 15, 20 years. We don't have an in-place reading curriculum. There's no reading curriculum here.
Like how it used to be,
we
like
do, but it's old. We can't use that
can't
because
use
if you use that, then they're not prepared for the EOG. So I use it, but I have to go in and create my own questions. Create my own questions so that they match up with the EOG. And how do I know that I'm doing that right? I know that this county does not have proper supplies. They don't have a curriculum for these kids. They don't have anything lined up, organized for these children. We're basically working on what we think is right. And off the record, the central office staff is the worst I've seen since I've been here.
Okay, I'm Mr. Wells, Mr. Rashad Wells. I work here. Okay, I'm Mr. Wells, Mr. Rashad Wells. I work here at Parkview. It's going on my second year as a school counselor. I'm graduated from North Carolina A&T State University in 2009 and graduated from Liberty University in 2013.
So why don't you, it would be helpful for us to learn a little bit of background about the school. So can you tell me a little bit about the demographics of your school?
Okay. Demographics, we are a majority minority school where we reach towards, I guess, heavy African-American population and minority Hispanic population. We're a Title I school, also a Priority 1 school. That means that we get a lot of funding. Where our teachers get overdoses of training, professional developments, ways to gear towards our students to help them out, enriching our population and community.
What are the most challenging parts of your job?
Challenging part is the behavior of our students and working with the demographic.
Can you expound that on a little bit?
To stay professional, it's just, it comes challenging when you have students that are quote-unquote ADHD, behavioral mal-issued behaviors, and just do not understand or get the training at home to translate to or in the classroom. And it's just, kids that don't sit down, kids that don't respect the classes, the teacher or the peers, students that just have major social skill problems that they have not grasped at their home settings.
And do you think that their home setting has a big impact on their learning outcomes or even their social outcomes in school?
I think it has a huge outcome with everyone's life, with their social and their academic developments.
Can you give any, without saying names, any specific examples, of how a kid's or a child's childhood or their home background directly interferes with their social skills here, their learning outcomes?
So if a kid is not immersed in an environment at home that has them learn, has them have the skills that not really forces them, but trains them to be, communicators, knowing how to respect an adults, authority figures, getting the proper training at home of, knowing how to just simply follow simple instructions. So it's a fundamental, basic learning that we don't have.
Is there something like a common bond in your school that you see that they're lacking from their homes? Or is there a common theme that a lot of the kids come here with lacking? Or is it just, vary from child to child of what they're lacking?
I think it varies from child to child. It's a different case by case. So, but generally, it's just, It's just access or the aware that they have access to resources to, I guess, I don't know the words to say, but it's just to having those accesses to things that would better them in their livelihood, like food, having food on the table, having the adequate coats to wear, because we're coming into winter season. I'm seeing kids still with shorts, kids still not having their faces washed, and kids that still are defining their behaviors. And going back to the question before, is that affects the academic in the classroom, because it should not take 10-15 minutes to get you in order. It's taken away from the other students that are listening, and it's taken away from the other students that are there and engaging in the classroom. My school, since we are an expressive arts school, we focus on arts and education, and really that's really my main focus in developing that curriculum, developing that understanding that arts propels that student in
And
academic
that's an
and social
interesting thing.
development.
Do you find that to be helpful in the social skills, being this an art expressive school? Do you think that's something that could be helpful for other kids or other models? Do you like?
Well, I think it's a tangible thing that our African American population and minority population can, I guess, grasp really quickly, because we are a gifted culture as well as other minority cultures, that we are expressive. So if we can utilize their already God-given expression or talent to be expressive, and have that translate into their academics and how they communicate and be sociable with others, they just go hand to hand. It helped me as a student, and I know it would help others.
Thank you, Mr. Wells, for your time.
Mm-hmm.
So after listening to Mr. Wells and the lessons from our past and our ancestors who've given us the formula how to be successful, which is by creating the arts and expressive that we naturally are, as Mr. Wells said, and to be able to take responsibility for our community. We have a plethora of options, and we've abdicated this responsibility of making sure that our kids are ready to learn, making sure that we have the opportunities of economic development and economic power. We've yielded it outside of our community. And I think that we have plenty of examples and plenty of history that lets us know that we don't have to abdicate powers to people that do not look like us, that we have the space and we have the opportunity to be able to make a sustainable system for ourselves. And I urge us as a community to look at for the solutions for tomorrow. Thank you.